mean, it's the same way. Like when women ask their rich husband or their husband to buy them things, what if he just wants to have?
I get. Okay. I guess
what's all this asking? No.
Maybe it's different, but like I would.
Yoink, that shit's mine. Right to the gun store. I don't give a shit.
The drugstore.
I'm sorry. What the fuck? If I made my own money off my own quote, this is not true, best-selling book, I would keep the profit because she worked for that.
But like, I'm sure they've been.
Andrew Wilson shocks these modern feminists after he exposes they completely don't understand what virtue is, as Andrew Wilson calls out the reality that there is hardly any virtue left at all in modern women before leaving these women stunned at how he treats his wife. Let's get in.
I hate to bring it up. Maybe like a generational difference and like maybe the way we speak, and there might be some disconnect there.
Is there a word for Generation Z for virtue that I'm unaware of?
Just definitely not using the word virtue.
Yeah, I would say I honestly haven't used that word.
That was not a common word for Gen X, or a common word for boomers, or a common word for me, millennials, right? It wasn't a common word for us either. Thing is like, if I had to say, the thing that I hear from most men and they don't even know how to verbalize it, right? When they're saying, here's what I want in a woman, they don't even know how to say, I want a virtuous woman. But when I reduce what it is they're actually after, that is what they're after. They're after a virtuous woman. So it's just interesting to me that that's never something I hear on the other end, even if it was just a list of virtues, right?
Okay. Well, you just said, what did she say? She said loyalty. That's a virtue, you said?
Sure, it's a virtue. Okay. But you'd expect to hear things like, I bring accountability in.
Okay, but this comes back to the fact that you're saying there's only one right answer.
There's not one. There's not one right answer. Okay. I just always find it curious that I never hear any talk of anything which is virtuous. It's always almost transactional, right?
Like, I'm like, you're saying there's only one right answer. I'm so lost.
I do socks and shirts, and you bring home paycheck. It almost always seems transactional.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you understand what I mean?
Yeah, when you say the word virtuous, it's not like on repeat. It's making you sound like there's only one way you can answer this question to satisfy.
Well, there's many virtues. So if a woman just sat there and just like spouted off tons of virtues themselves, but never said the word virtue, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be like, ha, gotcha, you never said the word virtues, right?
But it kind of feels like that. I hate to say it.
Yeah, but that's because none of you said any virtues. There's only one that I heard, which is loyalty. That's it. That's the only virtue I heard anybody say.
But you've also
everything else was just kind of purely transactional.
Over on the side.
You guys have also only asked these questions specifically to girls who have stated that they want a man to be making XX amount of money.
Right.
Anyone who picked like a reasonable amount of money, we haven't talked to them at all.
So that's why I'm kind of like, you're generalizing.
Do you want to know why that is? I started with you.
Me?
Well, not you specifically, but the women who demanded a higher threshold of income.
Okay, good. So that's a better way to address, okay?
Yeah, so
no, and I understand, but I think that if we got the perspective from the other women, we would probably see people saying some other things.
Right, because it's almost like...
hang on, but they're already showing great virtue. They're showing humility. Immediately, they're showing one of the greatest virtues of all, humility. And so that's why you don't start with them. You don't need to, because it's the women who say, I want a fucking billionaire, where you go, well, holy shit. It sounds to me like you must be either extraordinarily virtuous or bringing something amazing to the table if you want a man who makes $1 billion or has $1 billion, so much of the world's wealth in his pocket, and he's going to choose you. Right? The women who say, on the other hand, a guy who just makes a standard living, I'm okay with, that already shows humility, doesn't it?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How much would you like your wife to be making?
I don't care. It's completely unimportant to me. And most of our relationships, she's made nothing.
Yeah.
And right now, though, she's a best-selling author. And guess what?
Hey.
I take all of her money and spend it on myself because I think it's hilarious. Stop. And it's like a form of, I call it Andrew Wilson's evil revenge. It's revenge theory. It works like this. I took care of you for years and years and years, and now that you're making those big author bucks, I'm buying all those guns that I always wanted.
Wait, is he fucking gaslighting? I'm like actually lost.
No, I think he's being serious.
No, I'm
Are you for real?
promise that that's true.
He's being for serious.
Oh, God damn it. Fucking Christ.
No, I want to be able to have a husband who I can fund his little projects and, you know,
I'm
let
not
him
giving all
do
my money to
passion
my
projects.
husband, though.
I mean, it's the same.
Fund his little project.
Actually,
No, I
lost.
think he's being serious.
No, I'm
Are
not
you for real?
gaslighting. I promise that that's true.
He's being for serious.
Oh, God damn it. Fucking Christ.
Now, even though 94% of my audience is men, there's another 6% that are women, but I want everybody to put down below, do you think that's fair? If a husband has been taking care of his wife, kids, you know, all that, doing that for a long time, and then all of a sudden she comes into a chunk of money, you know, something like that, is it fair for the man to take it? Is that fair? Is that reasonable to do what Andrew Wilson is doing? Because honestly, yeah, I think that's fair. If I've been, you know, out here doing all this and everything, and then all of a sudden we come into a chunk of money, but you're gonna say I don't get any of that? Like, I don't get any of that after everything I've been doing this whole time, going to work, working 60 hours, all this, not to take anything away from the woman, not to take anything away from the wife. However, there's a reason I'm the one out here doing all this, and you're the one who wants to be home, and that's the point. Is I'm the one putting in the most effort, doing all the stuff you don't want to do to keep the house going. And if you're going to come into a chunk of money or something, all of a sudden you just get that just for you. I mean, at that point, like, that would just really expose how absolutely selfish and narcissistic that woman really is. But to Andrew Wilson's point, yeah, I'm taking that money. But hit that like button and notification bell if you're enjoying the video. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the link in the description, and let's get back in.
No, I want to be able to have a husband who I can fund his little projects and, you know,
I'm
let
not
him
giving all
do
my money
passion
to my
projects.
husband, though.
I mean, it's the same way. Like when women ask their rich husband or their husband to buy them things, what if he just wants to have?
I get it. Okay. I guess
what's
that's
all this asking? No. I
maybe
just
it's
walk
different,
by,
but like I would.
Yoink, that shit's mine. Right to the gun store. I don't give a shit.
The
That shit's
drugstore.
mine.
I'm sorry. What the fuck? If I made my own money off my own, quote, this is not true, best-selling book, I would keep the profit because she
I'm sure
worked
you
for
would.
that.
But like, I'm sure they've
Okay,
been
but
married
what
for a
about-
certain amount
okay,
of time.
Can I put you in like a little?
I'm
thing
so
here?
lost.
Can I put you in a little thing here? Say I'm a man, we're dating, and I just made a best-selling book, and I just got a bunch of this money. Would you take that money and go buy yourself a bag or something? Or I feel like I shouldn't ask you this. I feel like I should
Yeah,
go on this
I don't think I'm the
side.
right person for that.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't buy a bag, period. I don't need that shit. Like,
misjudgment.
y'all saw my apartment.
Like feel entitled to his money.
Do you feel entitled to your husband's money?
Oh, no, I
later
do
down the line?
not. No,
Okay.
I make my own money.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, we support ourselves. Whatever, we combine
I was
it.
gonna say,
I don't know.
Me
I mean,
and
I
you are on the
guess so.
same
You said
level.
were you entirely supporting your wife for a period?
Oh, for most of our marriage, I was.
Oh. Okay.
That would be
I mean,
fair,
okay,
though.
okay.
Even
I
if
guess
I wasn't,
That would be fair.
I would still feel
Realistically.
totally entitled in taking all of her money at any time that I felt like I needed to take her money.
But would
Because
you let her
see-
do the same?
Because you see, it's we became one flesh, right?
Yeah.
We're one person.
Okay, but would you let her do the same? Are you going to tell her no?
There is nothing that is mine that is not hers, and vice
Okay.
versa.
Okay. So if she takes
Nothing.
a 20, you going to take a 20, is what I'm hearing.
No,
I'm sure
that
that
would be transactional.
Well, I'm just saying, if it's like you're
That would
doing
be
her
like,
a solid,
oh, you
she's
owe
going to
me,
do
I
you
owe
solid.
you.
I'm sure they've been in a long enough marriage too where, you know, she trusts that he's not a gambling addict, and
Right.
you, I'm sure, trust that your wife is not a gambling addict, and if you guys were gambling addicts together, you'd lose your money together.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she trusts him enough to know he's not gonna, you know, take the whole bag and burn it.
Mm-hmm. But I'm lost. So are you taking all of her money? And, no. Like,
They share. They're married.
like you just like
They have a shared
They're
bank
married,
account.
so they
Yeah.
have-
I
just
promise.
said
I
a
take.
conjoined
I
account,
purely
probably.
take her paycheck every single time on her book royalties, and man, it's a lot. And I spend all of it on guns. Every bit of it.
And how does she feel about this?
spend it
She
on
gets
guns
nothing.
and what is it,
She gives me.
Melrose?
She wants to see them when I bring them home. She's like, "What you get?"
She's happy about this.
she gets protection for the house.
What does she buy? I'm curious. What's her hobby?
I don't know. I think she does her nails and shit.
You
I
don't even know?
That's cute. I like how he doesn't know. Period.
Marion.
Guys, I have
Yeah, I
another
don't pay
question.
attention. I don't pay attention. It's not. It's like video games. You think that she's like, oh, he was playing the new Final Fantasy and got to level 36. She doesn't give a shit.
If you have the right woman, she
You
would.
can't tell me what your wife does as like a hobby or something?
Does what as a hobby?
Like, what is she like? What's her hobby? Like, what does she like to go out and do? You can't tell me that.
I just told you she does her nails and shit like that.
That's her
And
hobby.
shit like that. I have a question.
She sounds very
actually,
simple,
Andrew,
which is not a bad thing.
The 12 million a year girl is there in the red. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah. Okay, so back
7.
to this. So 12 million a year. That's what you want out of your significant other.
Mike.
Oh, sorry. That's I guess, yeah. But I know that's not realistic.
Yeah, it's more often than not that women will spend their money on things they absolutely don't need, and that's why, per their income, they are a greater share of credit card debt. Last time I did some research on it, so they love spending, but the paying off part, that's the part they don't like to do, and it kind of gets them in trouble. So having the money controlled by the guy, if you can look back through all of human history, seems to be the better course of action anyway. I mean, Andrew Wilson, obviously, I mean, if he's just going to buy some guns, like, I'd probably do the same thing if all of a sudden I came into a load of money. But sticking to the essentials and not sticking to all of this other crap that really does nothing for the home. I mean, if you want to do your hair, your nails for the woman, that's fine. But don't go out spending money on a bunch of stupid crap, because some women will absolutely do that and get you into a heap of debt. And that's why men, being wiser and more accountable, because either way, it's going to fall on us. We have to be accountable for our money. But in the long run, it is safer and better for the family. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Andrew Wilson had to say. Totally shocking. These women who simply don't even understand what virtue is anymore in this modern dating age. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.